Welcome back, folks, to another episode of True Payroll Crimes. What's up, Walt? How you doing?
True Payroll Crimes on a
On a
Tuesday.
on a t on a Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Did you have
Taco
tacos
Tuesday.
today?
Nah, I had what did I have? I had Turkey Burger Tuesday.
Turkey burgers? All right,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man. So we're having some fun with it. So what's up to what is evaders? This one's is evaders.
Invaders. Yep.
And before we get into it, we got stuck there. This is like what, the third or fourth story of a
Yeah.
CEO that owned a payroll or HR firm and
Yep.
that straight just, I mean, just exploited and embezzled and stole and tax evaded, and they're doing all
Yep.
kind of nonsense with this. And I feel like, we kind of had to keep on this thread. One, we're in tax season. There's tons of scamming
Mhm.
warnings going around. And two, we just keep hitting on this story. And it's like, gosh, man, like, it's really bringing a bad name. And if and it makes me angry. You know what I mean? Because there really should be a higher standard for a payroll processing company that is entrusted with millions of dollars to move over to pay taxes on all that stuff. So I think it's worth re-mentioning, even
Any,
though,
yeah.
right? Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any company needs to do better. Not. I understand what you're saying from a payroll standpoint, but like these companies have to do. I get what you're saying because
Right.
this is strictly about payroll, right?
Yeah.
But
No, but you're
just
right.
in
Every
general,
any company should, yes,
any
yes,
company
yes, yes.
should do better and do right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So this
yeah.
guy, he was the owner of a staffing company, or whatever. And so like still
Got like three
at the end of the
names.
day, yeah. Three L's, three, yeah,
That should throw you off right there.
yeah.
AKA, AKA, AKA. You got
Okay.
aliases. Why you
Yeah,
got so many aliases, bro?
yeah,
So
we'll get into
that.
that. Yeah,
But go
man.
go ahead, take us into it, bro. We'll get right into it.
So before we go in, I know that Joy Rapach
Yes,
reached
ma'am.
out to
Yes,
you,
sir. Yep.
and this is the one that she mentioned to us. I know that Melinda M. Tolbert posted it and she shared it with us. So shout
Yes.
out to Joy for recommending this. Just wanted to give you your flowers.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joy. Yeah, Joy is a friend of the show and reached out and was like, check this one out.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, the timing, I was blown away because I was like, we I read the story and I was like, we're about to post this stuff. She
Yep.
was even surprised. She's like, you got more of these? And
Yep.
Joy, you're in for a ride because there
Yeah.
are so many of these cases out
Stories.
there. And yeah, and they're not old. They're not like we're digging in dusty crates. This stuff is recent.
Yeah. A lot of
So
it recent. Yep.
yeah, a lot of it is recent. So go ahead, take us through. Well,
Right.
I'm about to call
So
you Joy.
so the payroll crime was tax evasion.
Yep. But he,
As I said before, he's the type of business he owned a staffing company. The perpetrator's name, his legal name was Robertson Ren Yang, but he also went by Robert Mora and David Lee. So to your point about what you got three names, you're going aliases, you're going by like, come on, it's kind of crazy. It took place in California.
yeah,
The length of the scheme, the crime went from 2016 up until 2020, so about 4 years.
yep.
And he was sentenced 24 months. He pled guilty in December of 2022, so just 4 months ago,
Yeah,
5 months
yep,
ago.
yep.
And he was just sentenced on March 27th of
Oh
this
wow.
year.
You see?
So, and the total money impact was almost $2.8 million. $2,791,783 to be exact.
Jeez. And
Yeah.
he did it in a number because they also got him for not filing taxes, period, right? It's because
Yeah.
it's two crimes. It's you failed to file in a like an egregious manner. Like if
Hmm.
you keep not file because it's every quarter, folks, that we have to file 941s that have to get filed every quarter, and there
Mm-hmm.
are remittance meaning money that goes with those filings that should have actually been done already, right? Because when you file the 941, all you're doing is capturing what you did for that quarter. Well,
Yep.
that's what you're supposed to do. So he did two things. He didn't file the 941s, nor did he
Mm-hmm.
ever pay the money during the quarter that
Yep.
was due for his company,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I also read that he neglected to file his own personal taxes too.
Oh, yeah, because why stop there, right? I mean,
Uh,
what are you in for a penny? You're in for a pound. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
why stop there? And then what else did oh, and then this is the one I like. To frustrate IRS collection actions against him regarding his personal income taxes, he did not pay himself a salary.
Yes.
He paid a vendor, a 1099, like a vendor of the business money, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really him. He was embezzlement. I feel like that's embezzlement. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to look that up in a second because I keep using it and I want to make sure I'm using it right. So that was the funny part to me. Is like, not only am I gonna not file and I'm gonna hold these millions back in payroll taxes, but
Mm-hmm.
guess what? I'm not gonna file my personal, and I'm not gonna pay myself a salary. I am gonna 1099 myself to another company that he created just to move the money out. Like, this dude, it
So
really.
I looked up what embezzlement means, and
Uh-huh.
now it is theft or misappropriation of funds placed in one's trust or belonging to one's employer.
Yes. Yes. He is embezzled.
Yes.
Um, and then what
So
was it? Yeah,
I
go ahead.
thought this was funny too. That the name of his company was BNS, like BS staffing.
That guy wasn't B&E, right?
Yes,
Breaking an entry,
yes.
BS staffing. Jeez. And you, I mean, I think the warning is really big to owners,
Mhm.
business owners that are going to, any company, right, that helps you with HR and payroll. Like, this is what they're taking advantage of. It's like the third or fourth case that we've come across in this situation.
Yeah, and it says in addition, some of the stuff that he did, like for his personal benefit, is like he used BNS funds for down payment and mortgage payments on a home.
Nice.
But he says he kept the property in another person's name, so he could hide that he owns that property. He paid for his a portion of his daughter's college tuition,
Nice.
and it says it also funded a failed construction business and a failed restaurant business.
Of
So this
course.
obviously this guy, and it looks like the pattern for these people is that they try to live a lifestyle,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
the lifestyle they want to live, they don't have the cash for. So they're living beyond their means. And
Hmm.
so they're like, I need to live this lifestyle. And
Yep.
so in order for me to do that, I'm gonna have to take it from here and
Yep.
do something shady.
Yep.
And
The
kind of what
American way. And I was saying nice folks, sarcastically, because, you know, they're just doing the most, these folks. And it's like you said, they just want to live a life that they can't afford, you know. And it's really interesting because we were kicking it about a financial nugget concept. And let me see if I can repeat it right. It said, poor people learn how to pay bills, middle
mm,
class folks learn how to get credit to live beyond their means,
yeah, and then pay it over time.
pay it over time, and rich people learn how to invest,
Yep, and grow their
right?
money.
And grow their money. And that's the differences between those classes. So, and I think this is a case of somebody in the middle class who got caught up, wants to live that fast life again. We just the true crime we dropped tomorrow is called Fast Life.
Yeah.
And that guy he really went big.
Mm,
Um, and this is another case of that, just kind of living beyond your means, the temptation of it all. Remember when I said these business owners, temptation is huge with business owners, man. They
well,
don't. What's that?
we changed the name because we were doing originally the story was Fast Life, but he was a dishonorable mention, so we made it Shady Business.
Ah, Shady Business. Yes.
Yeah,
Shady Business, even better. Thank you.
yeah.
Wait, but you sure? Maybe Fast Life was another one. No? Where am I getting confused with Fast Life? We're doing a
We
lot of
had,
shows right now, bro. We
yeah,
getting all confused. We have all kind of recordings and different eras of time, but it's
yeah,
all good. It's just content, folks. We're just gonna
yeah,
keep kicking it out. You tell us.
yeah,
But yeah, these folks, and that's where that, and that's another, again, I think it's just a really, the time where we're at, where it's tax season, it's clearly scam season.
yeah,
The IRS has a great one. It's called the Dirty Dozen. They go put
yeah,
out
yeah.
a list of scams. Payroll folks, please, to go get the IRS Newswire because they are
Mhm.
kicking out some gems and some really valuable information over the last few weeks about scams. I mean, the scam season is so rampant right now that even my card like sent me a checklist of things like beware of these scams, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
please, folks, it is serious. Be careful with I mean, they'll go at you at text, they'll go on your
Yeah,
emails, they'll give you phone calls, they will come at you mail. You know, a payroll colleague just posted something online today that Christina shared and I reshared and all
mhm.
that. Again, it was the employee retention credit issue. They were
Yes,
they were they're sending documents that look real to businesses
yep,
and they're like, hey, fill this out and you get your credit. And if you're I mean, you could be the smartest person. You get in this thing and you're like, oh man, yeah, that's right. I do qualify. Let me fill this out and get my money. Man, no,
yeah,
don't do it.
yeah. There's so many different things because sometimes and we talked about this in the episode about cybersecurity,
Yep.
that they use certain phrases, certain
Yes.
wordings, and those communications that alert you, like, oh, payroll, direct deposit,
Yes.
tax. When everybody sees tax, like, oh, like most people are a little like, they get on alert
Hmm.
and they're just like, oh, this is serious.
Yep.
I gotta, the IRS is coming after me, or the IRS is coming after my business. I need to provide all this information ASAP.
Yep.
And
That's exactly that's how they get
they
you.
don't think this could be a scam.
Yep.
They don't think I need to verify that this is legit.
Yep. Yep.
Because to your point, they send over the documents that look official. They look
Yeah.
official,
Yeah. Yeah. They
right?
use it because think about the technology. You can take a document, scan it, recreate it. The technology allows us to recreate any document that exists out there. So that's the dangerous part. We gotta be they're
Yeah.
using all the tricks,
You can use
yep,
with
and all the
so much technology. There's so many different ways that people can come at you.
yep. Now I had mentioned I think it's in the cybersecurity show that we did about the whole email I got that was like all with LinkedIn branding in it. Made you
Yes.
think it was LinkedIn. If you weren't paying attention, you feel like you're clicking into a LinkedIn branded email straight from LinkedIn. And again, it's worth repeating. The way I knew that it wasn't LinkedIn is my LinkedIn is already logged in. It's like single sign on, right? I just hit LinkedIn link and my page opens up.
Yeah.
It didn't do that when I hit the link. So if it was a legit LinkedIn link, it would have opened right up to my page or right into,
Mhm.
in my environment, and it would have showed me whatever in my environment. So
Yes.
that's how I mean, I knew it was fraudulent, but I was kind of impressed on the cleverness and I said, let me see what this does. So,
Yes.
but anywho, you shouldn't do that. I did that because I know my IT got great scanners and
Yeah.
filters and things to
Yeah.
prevent all this stuff. I really leaned on my IT at that point. If you don't have a great IT to lean on, don't be curious and click stuff around. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So yeah, man, it's so rampant and folks like this are just making it really hard for us. So again, this guy basically tax evasion. He misappropriated funds. He evaded the tax. He didn't file. He kept the money. The
Mhm.
IRS is not gonna let that go. You know
No,
what I
they're
mean? I
not.
don't know if he thought it was because during the pandemic or whatever. They're gonna catch up to you, bro. And they know exactly what you owe.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
do.
me and Joy were talking about it on back and forth and messaging. Like, why do folks think they can get away with this? Because even when it's not documented, it's documented. You know what I mean?
Now
Oh
with
yeah,
all this technology, it's easy for them to find your business, tie it to this, tie it out,
yep,
boom, boom, boom. They have everything,
yeah,
so maybe who knows what other businesses this guy had in the past
yeah.
that he may have done shady
Facts,
business for,
facts. Yep,
right?
facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like he's like people sometimes this may be his first stint doing something shady and he got caught up.
Yep,
But most times there usually are repeat offenders in some cases. You go to the well once and you're like, oh, I did it for this little
yep,
time and I didn't get caught. Let me go back to the well and
yep.
and try it again.
It's escalation. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we get it's a little off mark, but if you ever watch like the profiler shows and
Yep.
what was it Criminal Minds? That was
Criminal
one I
minds.
really
Yeah.
like. You right, these criminals they started out doing little small stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
it escalated, and now
Mm-hmm.
they're a serial killer. You know,
Yep.
and
Yep.
these folks are the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just the money part of it. It's the theft
Yep.
of it all, right? And you get addicted to that and stuff. So anywho, we will the solutions that we do have for you, the payroll team or the payroll provider tax notices. Payroll team could have alerted by frequent notices from IRS and tax agencies.
Yeah.
The question
Right.
is though, yeah, absolutely, that is definitely a solution. Who though? Who becomes the bearer of bad news, right? Because think about it, this is the owner of the company.
Yeah.
So who they like, if you work for this person,
Yeah.
are you gonna be like you say? Are you gonna have that integrity
Yep.
to be the whistleblower
Yep.
and say like, "Whoa, this is shady business,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Look,
I need to report him."
yeah. Because at the end of the day, people are going to have to make a choice, right? Just like
Yep.
he made the choice to do what he did.
Hmm.
If someone in this case, because we don't know all the details of how he got caught,
Facts.
right? So if someone in this case did get those notices, like we get those notices now at our
Hmm.
current nine to
Hmm.
five,
At any job. Hmm.
we get those notices and say like, hey, this is missed. You missed this quarter, that quarter, or whatever. And if you know those things are coming in, you have to make a choice.
Yep.
Honestly, it comes down to saying, hey, am I going to be the whistleblower? Am I going to, or am I going to sit back and just like go with the flow and just ride it
I don't
out?
know what's going on. It's not my
Just,
business.
hey, I got a job. I'm getting paid.
Yep.
My
Yep.
bills
Taking
are paid.
advantage. Yep. They
You
probably
know,
taking advantage if
it,
they
it,
knew.
it, it just depends on
Yep.
you as the individual, right?
Yep. Or is it a client, right? And it may not be a good example for this guy, but the other
Mm-hmm.
folks that were actual payroll processors and,
Yeah.
you know, is it the client that, and it should be, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
hire a payroll processor to do your business, you have to check them, right? You have to check that they are doing the right thing because they're sweeping the tax money out of your account
Mm-hmm.
and they have a liability to pay it, and you got to just keep them honest. You get the reports, and yeah, you see money come out of your account, and you get the reports, but don't get Steve Harvey'd. We just made that a verb. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Don't get Steve Harvey because that's exactly what happened to Steve Harvey. They took the
Wesley
money out
Snipes.
of his account. Well, I don't know about Wesley Snipes. I don't know his story. Wesley Snipes may be more like my boy Yang over here, and
Yeah.
or, you know what I'm saying? Because I think he straight evaded.
His accountant, yeah, was a
Was it
baby.
it is
They,
that
they,
is that
they,
was the
they,
case?
they still blame him. It was
Is
because
that
it's his
okay?
taxes.
Okay, so I never really knew Wesley's whole story. I never looked at that one. But Steve
Mhm.
Harvey's I seen because it happened more recently, social media, like you see the clips and you're like, what? You know, mm. So that's what some of the folks that we've covered already did. They're
Mhm.
processing money, and then after they take it out of your account and they're supposed to do something with it, that's when it went shady.
Yep.
So as a client, you absolutely can check your vendors because that circle, right? Checking the money and the filings at every step, right?
Mhm.
Yes, the money goes out, but is it being deposited into IRS? IRS, you could check your account. you have an account at our IRS with running totals and deposits and and what it's for. So you can go and look at that. You can go and validate that your 941s are being processed,
Yeah.
right? All that's a confirmation. So as the owner, that's what you got to do, and then it's tougher if you're an employee inside of one of these companies. It's like, how are you going to be radically transparent? Are you going to be radically honest and report this and right? As a payroll professional, I urge you to do that. I know it seems scary, maybe anonymously. Do it anonymously. This is not good for payroll as an industry. You know what I
And
mean?
bro, maybe they did in this case, but
You're right.
it did say that he used his power, his office, to control that. So maybe somebody did come to him and say, hey, and my team brought this to me, like, hey, boss, like, what's going on? Oh, don't worry about it. Just let me give that to from now on. Just give that to me.
You're right.
It could have been like that.
You're right. It's something to do with taxes. Somebody found it on the tax, whether he was reported by the employees or IRS caught it, because in the case, you'll see the IRS did the investigation.
Yes.
To prosecute, you know what I'm saying? So you're not going to run from IRS that long. It reminds me, I had this great CPA back in New York back in the day. I think he passed away right now, RIP. But he used to have this sign in his thing, do your taxes. To avoid is legal. To evade is illegal.
Yep.
Right. And he was a retired cop that did taxes. Yeah. So that was the bomb for me. I was like, yes, because if you pay attention, you get to benefit from the tax laws. And you still pay and you still file and you within reason. And hey, that's how America goes. We got to pay our taxes, right?
Yeah.
But when you evade like this in the millions, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. What's that? There's a guy on TikTok, my Brit. Come on, budda. Come on, budda. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. Yeah.
Like, come on, man. It's tax season, because we just keep on seeing these repeat offenders of business owners that are just taking advantage of their power and their position, and they keep going back to the same kind of payroll taxes and avoiding taxes and all that stuff. So the takeaway is there. You can solve for it on the checking the money and the filings at every step. And then that's it. The who is the question. Who should do this?
Who should do it?
Yeah. And as an employee, as a payroll professional, as an HR professional, we should be held to a higher standard. And a finance professional, which we all are, right? Like the holy trinity of payroll, HR, payroll, finance, and all of us should be held to a higher standard. If we want our craft, right? If we respect our industry, then hold yourself to that higher standard as well, and report on owners like this that abuse their power and abuse their privilege.
I could understand, and this is going off of topic of why they would lean either way, right? The right thing to do would be to report it. If you found it, report it, escalate it. That's the right thing to do. Now, if you're a person who has a family and whatever your situation may be, you may have a different thought.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Do it anonymously. IRS don't care. If you write, IRS does not care who they got the information from. You know what I mean? They're gonna come and take it down. And then DOL, all of these government agencies, they're not gonna care who told them, as long as they can get their money. Believe me, you'll be able to do it anonymously. You know what I mean? You call in, you send an anonymous letter, whatever the case may be.
Maybe that was the case.
Somebody, and that's the thing. We got to find out. We got to try to find out how these people are getting caught. That would be golden info right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that was it, folks. That was a fun one, right? I like it.
Yeah, I know I mentioned the whole Wesley Snipes thing, so I had to Google
it up. Good. So what was it?
It was tax evasion, similar to
his accountant.
Yeah, so basically the people who handle his books basically convinced him that he didn't have to pay taxes because of how they were handling money. So that's what they relayed. That's what was told to him. He believed it. It was from 1999 until 2004, and so it was like $14 million.
Yeah,
In tax.
I remember. Did he do time for this?
Yeah.
He did, right?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
That's
that's to say, if you are a business owner, if you are a business owner, you need to have the right people in place. Because say you are a
yes.
business owner who's doing the right thing, you need to make sure that your team of people are doing the correct thing.
You made me think of Tabitha Brown. So I heard her on Earn Your Leisure, and I remember you mentioned, oh man, we should get her on the show, and I'm like, she does cooking. There's no connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but on Earn Your Leisure, I found the connection, and I would love to have her on and talk to her about this because she joked around and said something about like her business manager or something like that. That she was straight with her and was like, I love you, but I don't trust you.
Mm,
You know, I like you, but I don't trust you. So make sure
mhm.
my business is right. Make sure my money's right. And
Yeah.
when she saw that Steve Harvey thing, she sent it to her. See, I like you, but I don't trust you. I'm gonna need to see the reports. I'm gonna
Yep.
need my verifications and my confirmations that all my stuff is handled. Please send
Yep.
that immediately. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And I was like, wow, I saw a whole new side of her that, and I'm so glad she was on Earn Your Leisure because it really kind of they had the financial conversation, and
Yeah.
that's where I was like, oh, we can talk about some stuff then. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Because she manages a payroll,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She manages a payroll. She's got people on payroll, and like how she goes about that, and how she business,
Hmm.
right? Her business ethic on that. It'll be interesting to pick her brain. So maybe one day we'll get her on. But yeah, it made me think of that. It made because the Steve Harvey thing, and it was like, yeah, I love you, but I don't trust you, and that's right. And I think more people need to be like that with the people they're doing business with.
It's,
Money. You're managing my money. Oh, I don't
it's
trust you one bit.
it's like you always say, trust but
Trust
verify.
but verify. Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man. So that's a quick one for you today, folks. And again, shout out to Joy Rapach. Thank you for sharing this with me. And initially, Melinda Tolbert posted it on LinkedIn and shared it with, her folks. And that's how it works, right? Things go viral
Yep.
and boom, in a few hours, we're talking about it.
Community, man.
Community.
Community.
Yeah, yeah. You guys this will post next week, but nevertheless, it goes quick like that. And again, I thought it was so pertinent for tax
Yep.
season,
It's right on
scamming
time.
season is just right on time. Payroll professionals, please go subscribe to the IRS News Wire, I believe it's called. Among other things, at least that one. The government has all kind of feed. I got all of them. I got too much, but information, right? And if I see stuff, I'm
Yep.
sharing it. So, yeah, folks, that's about it, man.
Yep. It's the IRS newswire, like you said.
There we go. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's good. Ooh, man, if you remember, maybe drop it in the
The
show
links.
notes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that'll be dope to share. It's easy to find, but still, try to be helpful for y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna say any closing remarks, sir?
Nope. Trust but verify.
Trust but verify, folks. Yeah, man. Until
Hmm.
the next one.
Yep.
See you guys later. Peace.
Peace.